Well, folks, today was the day that we finally got to see the roadmap for Total War Warhammer 3. And, well, it was disappointing. Now, at this point, I expected it to be disappointing, and here's the reason why I say that. I expected it to be disappointing because, well, the first update to the game came very slowly. I could already tell that they were struggling in order to make quick changes to the game, which made me feel like that we weren't going to be seeing things like Immortal Empires or other stuff for quite a while because, like I said, it was weeks before they could even patch some of the most basic things that were going wrong when the game released. And then when we get this roadmap, which I'm glad they released a roadmap, it's good to know, but I almost feel like this roadmap is something that should have been shared, quite frankly, when the game was released. Because this is information I feel like that people probably needed to know prior to them purchasing the game. Because really what this roadmap tells us, and I'm going to summarize it and then we'll get into some of the details, it tells us that a lot of the key features of the game that you've come to expect from playing Warhammer 2, which includes the giant Mortal Empires map, or now in Game 3, Immortal Empires, that map's not even coming until Q3. and that's only as a beta. And it won't be completed in total, probably, I'm guessing, until Q4. They don't mention it over there. And like I said, I had to go read more into the details. But that's a long ways from launch. This game launched in February. And they're talking about Q3. And remember, when we go and scroll back up here, Q3 is, here's the exact months they're talking about: July, August, and September. It's a long ways out, folks. It's a long ways out. So, it was disappointing. Almost everything I've seen from every viewer that has mentioned things to me, every fan I've seen on Twitter, everywhere else has been negative, and I can't say I blame them. So let's dive into it and let's talk a little deeper. Right, so there's three main time periods they cover in the update. The first one is Q2 of 2022, so this is April, May, and June. Update 1.2, they're saying May is the rough plan right now. And in that update, here are the key things. AI factions rebuild towers too quickly. Issues when flying units attack ground units. Range units fail to engage valid enemy targets. Demon factions automatically declare war on Slaanesh vassals. Fix for issues that result in players getting stuck in the Slaanesh realm. AI factions with anti-player bias, and the snow is too bright. So the snow has been too bright ever since before the game released. AI has been building towers ever since before. In fact, I remember going on to the Discord that CA had for all of his content creators and telling them that the AI was building towers way too quickly. And a lot of other people upvoted it and acknowledged it. I wasn't the only one mentioning it. So I guess this is good. All these things need to be updated. And first off, so this video is going to be quite negative. I don't usually just make a bunch of negative videos. And the reason I don't do that, and this is okay, I'm not trashing anybody else's style or commentary or trends, but there's a lot of trends on YouTube where it's very popular to make a lot of negative videos. When people are angry, they go watch negative videos, they get a lot of views, and it gives them an outlet to feel like they're helping to express some of their anger, to go like these videos and put more voice there because they think it's going to have an impact on the developers, and it can sometimes. But I don't want that to be the type of content that I make. I try and keep things very positive and upbeat and try and look at the positive, but I mean, quite frankly, it's bad at this point. I feel like Total War Warhammer 3 is an excellent game at its base. The visuals are stunning, the new factions are cool, the potential it has is amazing. CA added a lot of new features like domination gameplay, they updated all the multiplayer to add more players, to add different campaign maps for the multiplayer campaigns. They made changes to the UI, they made things better. Like, there's a bunch of great changes in Warhammer 3, and when the game launched, I loved it. And I still do. I still like Warhammer 3 a lot. However, they didn't finish the game before they launched it, and it's becoming painfully more clear as we go on. And I still like playing the game, and I use a lot of mods to fix things that I don't like. But like, for instance, stuff like this, like AI factions rebuilding towers too quickly. Why does this take till May? This should have been fixed at release, or like a week after release. What's going on? Granted, I'm not a software developer, so maybe this is much more difficult than I understand. However, I mean, just from a business decision standpoint, you clearly, like, if it takes this long to fix basic things like this, what the heck's going to happen with DLC? How long is it going to take to get DLC where you actually have to develop new things, not just fix things? This worries me, folks. It worries me because this whole roadmap being this slow and this spaced out means that I don't think there's a lot of resources working on this game. Or the resources they do have working on the game are struggling. And I don't think they're going to drop this game like they did Three Kingdoms. They probably have some contractual agreements with Games Workshop to continue this for a certain amount of time since they bought the IP. But yeah, I'm just looking at these. All these are good updates. But this is too long. It's taking too long. All right, so we get to May. They finally fixed some stuff that should have been fixed no more than like a week or two after launch. And let's say it gets fixed. Auto-resolve improvements. Okay, that's great. Unit responsiveness, good. We need more of that. All these things are good, right? And then we finally maybe get some Regiment of Renown. All right, well, let's go to Q3. See what we get for our wait here. Well, more Regiments of Renown. Finally, maybe in Q3, we're going to see Cathay's formation attack fixed. Really? Again, it takes months to fix formation attack? By then, they rework some of the skill trees? It takes all the way till Q3 to fix slow replenishment rates for Zenith and Slaanesh? Again, I'm not a developer, but isn't there a table for that somewhere in the code? You just change the rate? Like, increase it? Increasing the frequency of field battles. So people are saying that, again, that this might be more tricky because maybe this takes more thinking, but like increasing replenishment rates? That should be fixed tomorrow. I don't get it, folks. I don't get it. I'm going to be a little negative, and I'm probably sounding a little whiny and salty, and it's because I am. I don't get it. Take all this, for what it's worth. I'm a customer and a fan of this franchise. I love Creative Assembly. I've loved working with them. They make games that I love. I've already spent hundreds of hours on this game, and I like the game in general. But this is just bad. Like, this is bad PR, and this is coming from someone who is slow to anger, typically. I don't get put out really easy, and I'm usually a pretty patient person. And I'm a huge fan of this franchise, so if you have me at the point where I'm making this video, you done screwed up. Like, you screwed up a lot. This is just really bad PR. Really bad PR, and not only that, like, this game should be an absolute sales monster. This thing should be a shut up and take my money type of thing from the fan base, where they're literally throwing their money and their underpants at CA and just saying, take it all. And the only thing they could do to prevent that is to intentionally screw it up, and it almost feels like that this planning was so bad that that's kind of what they're doing here. And I don't even like saying this because CA has been such a good partner to work with. They always treat us nice. They get us early access to the game. They listen to us. They're responsive. So I love the teams we work with at CA, and I guess that's part of the reason why this makes me even sadder, because I guess I've just come to expect more from them, and this is disappointing as both a fan and just in many other ways. So I'm not bashing them. I'm not telling everybody to go out, uninstall the game, and never play it again. I want to play the game more. I hope to keep playing the game, and that's why this is so frustrating. Anyway, sorry, the rant continues. So, by Q3, we may get a beta test of Immortal Empires, which is starting to feel like the whole game was a beta test, to be quite frank. And we finally get the beta test. You get an old world update to the Warriors of Chaos. Again, this is Q3, so we are all the way out in somewhere between July and September. And this is assuming it doesn't get delayed. Finally, the Blood Pack comes out months after launch. And maybe a Lord Pack here. We still haven't even seen anything about a new Race Pack. Like, not even a Race Pack. So, Update 2.1 to come in Q4. An Update 2.2 or 3.0, which would bring more Regiments of Renown. Big improvements in the last build of the year. They have big asterisks there. I don't know what they're talking about. I haven't read through this to look at like all the little details and see if they're giving any hints or anything. Here's the summarized version. They give a little final word. Folks, they released this on a Friday. You don't release something on a Friday unless you're trying to release it and then turn around and run away for the weekend because you really don't want to hear the response to it. I don't blame them. I mean, I'm sure they're not stupid. They knew they were going to get a negative response to this, so they planned it on Friday so that, hopefully the blowback would be less and it would give people the weekend to cool off, maybe. But yeah, this is bad. Like, this is bad. I'm glad they released the roadmap. Everybody had been begging them for the roadmap. Thank you for releasing it. However, that said, that's about as far as the thanks goes. This game should not have been released. when it was released. And I say that sadly because I really like the game. And I like getting to play it. And if they were going to release it in the holiday season, which I still think they could have done, they should have been far more clear with it. And just say, hey, we're going to release this game. It's not going to have all the features. They're not going to be there for months. But we'll let you all start playing it if you want to. You can buy it, you can play it, and you can help us shape things while we continue to develop it and get it to its full product. But they should have been honest and told people that, look, this isn't going to be like Game 2, where a month later, or a little over a month later, you get the big Mortal Empires map. That should have been there. That messaging should have been there at launch. Be honest with people. Or better yet, just delay the launch. Delay the launch, and tell us why. Be transparent. Delay the launch and come tell us all, hey, look, Game 3 is amazing. It has to be amazing. Game 2 was amazing. We know it was good. We know you all loved it. And we can't release you a game that isn't worthy of being the successor. So it's going to take time. And just be honest with people. Now, the decisions were probably made for financial reasons. That's fine. Businesses are there to make money. They're not there to please us, right? They're there to make a profit. Do what you got to do. But, I mean, when you make a decision like this, don't be surprised when the blowback is bad, right? So, I mean, they can make the business decisions they feel prudent. Maybe in the end it's still a better business decision for them, but I find it hard to believe because things are rough. Anyway, I don't want to make this video a whole bunch longer because I already feel bad, like crapping on CA and a game that I love because I do love it, and I hate that I even have to make this video, but it is what it is. Now, if you all feel like I get it wrong, I didn't cover a bunch of details here, partly because I'm tired and disappointed. I've barely gotten to make any videos this week because I've been so busy at work, and this is the last thing I wanted to do was have to sit here and make a video that's a bummer. But here I am, nonetheless. Anyway, share your thoughts down in the comments. Tell me what you think. If I got it wrong, go down in the chat and chew me out. Let me know what I got wrong. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you all soon with some real content, and I hope you enjoyed.